Disco. Day 4 of Disco Elysium. All right, well, we're in the whirling. However, there's something else that we should do while we're here. There's like so many little quests and so many little dice rolls that we have that we could go back to. Kind of difficult to keep up with everything. But since we are here, there is something that we could do right now. We're close by to Kim's car. Now, of course, last time we were by the car, we got those wonderful jackets. But that's not what... there's something else we could do with the car. We do have to call in.
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench.
The man was about 173 centimeters tall, stout, with dark hair and a mustache. We suspect he might have been inebriated when he slipped. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
She repeats.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Central Jamrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Magine.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Connect me to the Jamrock Public Library.
Hold on, officer.
Look at us doing this good police work. We are a responsible cop.
I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to their librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get when the police call.
I'm looking for any information that you can provide on Billy Magine, a reader.
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database.
He puts down the receiver.
On Moreau Drive in Central Jamrock, in a darkened hall lit by orange desk lamps far away from the noise outside, a middle-aged man taps commands into an old radio computer. A printout falls on the desk. Behind him, a lonely reader scours some dusty bookshelves, looking for a paperback.
Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
Yes, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Capeside Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
Do you have any other information on Billy Magine?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
You hear someone answer from afar.
Maurice, what? A woman yells. Then, yes, okay, if it was the police.
She starts
explaining something.
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
So, Billy Majon was a woman, not a man. How did your colleague know that it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
And then goes for a little drink later, on the lookout.
Do you know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like?
Marie?
A moment passes.
She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second.
The librarian turns away from the phone again and relays the question.
Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Thank you. That's all from me. I have no other questions.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Librarian hangs up and the call gets redirected back to the station with a soft click.
Anything else you need from me?
Yes, Alice, this is the Firewalker. Reconnect me to the 41st.
Right. Please hold.
10-4, come in. Firewalker, over.
I'm happy to report that I found my badge, Jules.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over.
Feels good to get that off your chest, right? Celebration with beer?
Roger that, 10-10, over and out.
All right, well, so it's good that we let them know about it. Well, I don't know who's telling us that. Maybe this guy over here. Maybe that's what that text is coming from, possibly. But let me just see. Looking at the quests. Go to Millie-Jean's apartment to deliver the bad news. Apartment buildings in North Martinez. Apartment 20. All right. So, are you talking?
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
Wait, so you did know something about who's smuggling drugs around here?
Nah, man. I was telling you the truth. I really didn't think it'd be her. She's okay. Sort of troubled, but still. A nice person.
What else do you know about her?
Nothing. We just talked a bit. About life and stuff. She left me a key so I can park a lawyer if the jam broke. So, she in trouble or what?
Sorry, I can't disclose the facts of an official investigation.
It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her?
No need for you to do anything. Don't worry. The police are looking into it.
Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
What's the plan with those rhymes, anyway?
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
Why Tommy Laham?
Tommy Lam was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
It's more him.
All right. I had another question, actually.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
72%. Liked our emotional poem. Didn't force him to out Lady Driver. Before we do that, let's see if there's anything else we can do anything we can wear to enhance our empathy. Let's see. Empathy currently is a +1 for what we've got on right now. These shoes are very empathetic. And the coat, of course, brimming with empathy. Empathy is now +3. I am currently holding the ledger, which does give us a +1 on empathy. Let's try that again.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
All right, now we're up to 92%. What do we see in his eyes?
In his eyes, an unfamiliar longing. Flecks of brown and gold.
Familiar how?
It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon. The road continues for miles, flowing together with other roads, turning into causeways or bridges, ending suddenly in dead ends, or ramping up or down highways. It forms a crisscross pattern across the land.
Where does it lead?
Above the Jamrock Quarter, in the form of a raised motorway, and then the never-ending sprawl of Forburg, high above buildings, new and old, the air filled with the rumble of motor engines.
Further.
To the old south, to the farthest outskirts of Revachol, Through the checkered fields of farmland, upstream to the river Esperance, past Montmartin, the border approaches.
What's beyond the border?
You cannot see. It's out of the city. Up ahead, the mist blocks all sight. A gale blows across your cheeks. It is cold. Before you stands a tall lorry driver with sad eyes.
What's in the southwest?
Excuse me?
He emerges from the reverie. I'm a cop. I can fix anything.
There are things even a cop can't fix, my man. There's no helping in absence, you know? I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home.
Diora?
Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much, on another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there. Can almost hear my kid laugh when it snows.
What's it like to miss someone?
What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me. What about you, cop man? You missing someone?
Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
I miss someone, but I don't know who it is.
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
Well, we got a nice little conversation from that. This other check is locked. Not that it really matters, because it's conceptualization, and, well, that's probably something we'll have to give up on. Let's see. So thinking about this, we just reported the body. We need to go to the apartments. We also reported that we got our badge. Actually, what do the cops in here think about that? And we tell them that we found our badge? I mean, I'm sure as fellow cops, they will like to know that we found our badge. Don't worry. It was in my car that I drove into the ocean. But don't worry, we found it.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Okay, so I guess that we don't have anything new. Esprit de corps. This check is locked, but still, that's only 3.
Yes? What is it?
Are you by any chance working class?
Well, raising 2 children and half a husband on a patrol officer's wage? Yes, I guess I am working class.
You want to rise up and tear down the entire fucking system with me?
No. Okay, sort of. But not with you. Like you are now. Don't take this the wrong way.
We found a communist. Are you with him?
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
He seems like a cool guy.
Well, he's not. He's a sack of shit barely kept together by crazy glue. But at least he tries. Unlike you.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
Well, goodbye then. Well, doesn't look like that we could continue on that particular conversation, but we found a potential communist. So that's something. Hey, Titus, you a communist?
The Copper-nado is back. What do you want? Yeah? What?
Alright, doesn't look like we can ask him about communism. Lena, I have not found your husband as of yet, but I wanted to ask if you have found communism.
You are again.
Does not seem like he has. What about this guy in the back? I mean, apparently he doesn't speak English, but...
Ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod.
I mean, communism is the universal language. But it doesn't seem like he has learned that one. All right, so the next thing in the working class corpse storyline, it seems, is to go to the apartment. So hold on, I should probably get out my bag just in case there's tear lying around. Go to the apartments and see if we can find working class woman. Oh, hello? The sea breeze carries more than just salt. Meat. Not rotten, not fresh. Grilled. Anything new with her?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the coal room yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Really? You're a miner.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens.
Don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
She replies wistfully, looking around.
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep, fortified herself against it.
It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
Well, cool. I have other questions.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
Piss Flaubert and fuck the world send their best.
I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners.
Okay, so she is familiar with our two friends.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
They seem to hold you in high esteem.
They'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place.
Well, skulls are cool. Can I be a skull?
Fat chance. But you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
But I really want to be a skull.
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints up at the sky, as though straining to hear something in the distance.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinez, no gunshots, no sirens. The people are languishing in boredom and complacency. This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens.
Well, I'll catch you later, Cindy. Well, it sounds like she has plans to make this place exciting. We can give her a chance. Just, you know, shake things up a little bit. It's too quiet around here, after all.
Give me a moment.
The cleaning lady still seems to having difficulty breathing. I'm looking for Billy Majan. Do you know where she lives?
It's about Victor, isn't it? It's always about Victor with her. You'll find the Majans in apartment 20 upstairs. It's one of those doors on the balcony.
Well, thanks. I'm off.
You hear someone walking around.
Yeah, we weren't able to go in here, were we?
The furniture. A poor communal.
Let's go. We don't have a reason.
Yeah, okay. Still nothing new on that one. Can I get any more information about this, since I believe this was a bust of Mazov?
The cast bust depicts a middle-aged man.
The White Star, whoever lives here, they aren't.
No, nothing new on that. Oh, something there? Moss crawls on those bathroom tiles. Actual moss. The curtains shift just a little. Someone's watching from within.
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20.
All right, here we are.
Something smells good. Soup à l'oignon. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock. This is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard.
Hold on, Kim. We should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
He looks at the apartment door and lowers his voice a bit.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
Do you have any advice on how to act to tell her he's...
dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Good advice.
What if I don't want to do this?
Yes, it's hard. But there is no easy way to handle this information. It just has to happen, as soon as possible.
All right, well, I guess we're ready.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Knock, knock. Hello, who is it? A voice calls out from the other side of the door.
And someone turns down the radio.
Look at the lieutenant.
He gives you a short, encouraging nod.
Is this Billy Méjean's home? This is the police. Please open the door. The police? A moment, please. Give us a moment. You hear shuffling inside.
Tidying up, nervously. There's fear in her voice.
She unlocks the door. Come in. The door is open. An empty pack of red Astra cigarettes hidden under the bed. The same brand of cigarettes you found in the trash next to the deceased. One moment, ma'am. I'm just gonna search your apartment. Packages of humanitarian aid macaronis. Windows covered in old newspaper clippings. Some leftovers kept warm on a stovetop. Smells like buckwheat and onions here. A chalk-drawn height chart for children's growth over the years. Textbook for high school. Mathematics. Trigonometry, mostly. The clock is ticking away with an odd cheerfulness. Its ticking makes you anxious. Rings hollow in the room. Posters of contemporary pop stars adorn the walls. All right, doesn't seem like there's anything else to look at, so let's just get down to it. As she repeatedly says, "Hello, detective," as the two detectives run around her apartment.
It's you from the bookstand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back?
She smiles nervously before the smile vanishes from her face.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Thanks, but I'm all right.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
She stops, her eyes trying to read answers from your face.
No, this is something much worse. Is he in the hospital? How bad is it?
It's like ripping off a bandage. The least painful way is to do it straight away, without stalling.
Well, it's good that we have a high percentage, because I don't know what it would be like to fail this check. How have you been?
How have I been? You're not here to discuss me. What is this about, officer?
Yes, that did give us a negative point on that. Too much small talk. All right, I guess we do need to say it right away.
You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
Do I just say he's dead like that?
Yes. That's the most important thing. Use that word.
Ma'am, I'm very sorry to say, but your husband, Victor Majan, was found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What did you say?
A great and terrible spike. The blood freezes in her veins.
Your husband, Victor Majan, is dead. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Oh.
She touches her neck, eyes pale like pearls in seawater.
Oh. But he was just...
She looks at the kitchen table where 2 cigarette butts are still in the tray.
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, ma'am.
What happened to him?
She turns to you. Her neck and cheeks are covered in red blotches. Her double chin is shaking. It was an accident. He fell through a hole in the boardwalk and hit his head.
Was he drunk?
Yes.
I see. And you just found him there, lying in the cold. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever.
It's hard to say at this point.
She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress.
Here.
The lieutenant takes out his handkerchief and offers it to the woman. She nods and slowly wipes away her tears. Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend? A family member? Someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
The air gets sucked out of her lungs suddenly.
It burns like acid.
God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
No, take a day to recover. You'll be better prepared when they come home tomorrow.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you.
She nods, but with a wretched expression.
She can't take much more. Her stomach is churning. Soon she will have to go to the bathroom and scream.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier.
He hands her a leaflet with the morgue's contact information.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still...
She rubs her face, runs her fingers over cheeks that have become numb.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
She runs out of breath.
These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscles will give in soon. Already, she starts to shake.
Again, I'm very sorry, ma'am.
We should step outside and talk.
We put the library card by her and leave the room. Well, that, I guess that went as well as it possibly could have. We were actually a very professional cop there. I don't know what it would have been like if we lost that empathy check.
You did well.
The lieutenant says as soon as you've left the apartment, the balcony feels cool and quiet, with a stunning view over the district. What now?
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased.
That's it?
That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done.
What about Billy and her kids?
They'll manage.
Right. This is closed then.
Let's go.
Gain experience. Plus 10. And I guess that's that. Yep, that looks like that is now underdone. That has been completed. It's funny how we wouldn't have even have gotten that if we didn't keep bothering her in front of the bookstore. I don't think there's anything else we can do here.
This door is made of metal.
Yeah, it's reinforced. So at 21 o'clock, the smoking man would be here. So at that time, I guess we could come round, talk about him and his friend and what he might have seen in the backyard of the Whirling. Not really sure how important his testimony would be at this point, considering that we now have a pretty good idea of what happened in the backyard of the Whirling. All right, yeah, that's right. We do need to talk to Everard about that, don't we? Hey, Kuno S. Anything new?
Trying to sneak up on me?
I guess not. There's this, but this is a conceptualization check, which, you know, I don't...
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, that's, unlikely. If we dressed for conceptualization, what's the best we could possibly do for that? If we just decked ourselves out with whatever we have right now for conceptualization. So right now we've got +2 on that.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Doesn't even make a dent. Not even a dent. Whoops. Let me check something. If look at the map. Never mind. Well, we've now completed that particular task. That's a pretty good outfit, isn't it? We're looking pretty sharp in our conceptualization outfit. Ah. I mean, while we're here, might as well buy something. Was there anything new with Plaisance?
Hello again, esteemed officer. Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
Did I never ask about the wards?
Yes, the Simonees are very crafty, and their wards are extremely powerful. Lesser wards simply won't do here.
Maybe I didn't ask her about that.
The woman looks aloof.
Goodness, you were already doing good. Everything is on the shelves.
She smiles and...
Cannot ask her if she's a communist, unfortunately.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
2 kinds of games.
Wonderful board games. Raubritter is a fun...
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family? It certainly feels like...
that damaged our morale. Of course it did.
Then you're lucky for playing with friends.
Let's get out of that conversation. 2 different games.
Game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Yeah, well, we could only afford one of them. What's this, Whirl? Right, it's the role-playing game.
They turn people into a cult.
Turns you to a Satanist. If you wanna buy it. Let's use let's use one of those. There are Dick Mullen books here.
Shelves.
There's also that check. Can I do anything to increase reaction speed? Do I have a reaction speed set of clothes? No, that's -1 reaction speed. Doesn't seem like anything's affecting it. I already am wearing the bum hat. That is a reaction speed item. So this is really the most that I could do at this point.
Vespertine detective, Dick, your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of reach.
Well, I guess the Dick Mullen book that is right for us will have to wait.
Several maps have been attached. The maps look old and faded. Your eye. This bookstore is not strictly
right.
Crime, romance, and biographies.
Indeed. Something about that book does seem to have spoken to you. Well, I hope it contains what you're looking for.
I hope so too. And what was this one again?
Shelves full of biographies of famous people.
A book about the Greatest Innocence.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
Well, of course, what we want to know... Medicinal purposes of the Pale. A small green book giving off a peculiar foreboding impression, although it's hard to figure out why. It describes the various ways of healing debilitating ailments through the use of Pale, some of which sound implausible at best.
Medicinal purposes of the Pale. The cover of this heavy tome features a number of esoteric symbols. Flipping through the book, you find a number of sections on the general benefits of the Pale. A large pharmacopoeia makes up nearly half of the book.
What's a pharmacopoeia?
You come across the following explanation. While modern pharmacopoeia are continually updated by so-called experts based on the results of clinical trials, readers will find assembled here the timeless wisdom relied upon by generations of traditional Seolite medicine practitioners, Mesk mystics, and Ilmaran folk doctors. Finally, something to calm the angry spirits that have been plaguing you. It seems to contain descriptions of the medicinal properties of various ingredients that may be gathered from the Pale, as well as instructions for producing a variety of herbal remedies.
Is there anything in there about restoring lost memories?
There are a number of Seolite tonics that promise to improve your short-term memory, but nothing that speaks to your condition.
I just want something that will soothe the relentless torment of my existence.
What you're describing is booze. You don't need any herbs for that.
Well, speaking about booze, anything about curing an apocalyptic hangover?
There's nothing in here that speaks to hangovers directly. However, while browsing through the various descriptions, you become convinced that you could assemble something from the ingredients listed here. Want to give it a shot?
All right, book. Let's see what you got.
First, you need to choose a base ingredient.
Okay, let's say some ginger root.
Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle.
Whiskey, why not?
Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Why not? How about some sugar for sweetness?
You've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. According to the Pharmacopoeia, it should increase your energy and focus, though, in your experience, it's only done the opposite. If only you could find one of these right now and drink the shit out of it. The book said it's good for you, so it would be okay.
Well, I mean, if the book said so. As we know, books don't lie. It's illegal.
Would you like to try again?
Yeah, sure.
Very well. First, choose a base ingredient.
How about some mint?
Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle.
And some aloe vera extract.
Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add?
A few pomegranate seeds.
You've created a delicious tincture of whiskey and ginger. According to the Pharmacopoeia, it should increase your energy and focus, though, in your experience, it's only done the opposite.
Well, that just seems like the same thing we already made.
If only you could find one of
Yep, it is the same thing.
Like to try again?
No, I guess it's only the first one that I made. I guess that's what we have to live with.
You close the book and find yourself staring at the familiar cover once more.
Well, okay, if we get some whiskey and ginger, maybe we can make that. And here's that's a tome. This is not a tome. That's pretty short. This is a tome. This dusty tome brings knowledge on the history of innocences. It's written by one João Paulo Salamano Lopes de Fuego, a Mesque fascist, who tries to reach a conclusion on which of the innocences is the coolest in the world. What an intriguing prospect.
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salamão Lopes de Fuego. The book is large and heavy.
Let's crack open this immense tome.
Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. You can do it. It'll be worth it. There's something here. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready?
Yeah, hit me.
That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first Innocence? Dolores Day.
Yeah, I mean, I think we already did know that.
Incorrect.
No, we didn't know that.
Was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She codified parliamentary democracy and created modern institutions. Among these, the moral intern, she was powerful and beautiful on all her icons.
I guess we should have known that Pain... I mean, why would Pain Threshold know the answer to that?
Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat, and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a wreath, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Another choice, perhaps? Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one.
Well, we do have some magnesium if it's needed. Gotta think about it. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. That is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this. Yes, The quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first Innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day.
The Paracarnassian?
Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Aurum.
Wow, this sounds like quite a impressive person. Everything he says is gold. And he invented God and the gold standard.
As the first Innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party. Question 2. Who was the strongest Innocence? Dolores.
Well, I mean, we would think it's Dolores because from what we know, she had the biggest influence of everyone. But what do we mean by strongest? Do we mean like who can lift the most weight? Because I don't know about how much Dolores can bench. And Pain Threshold, you did get it wrong once before, so I don't know how reliable you are about this one.
Correct. Named the Innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation. Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Question 3. Who was the false Innocence?
Ooh, a false one. I don't think we've heard about that before.
Okay, it wasn't Dolores Day. She's not false.
Well, I mean, as far as we know, she's worshipped as an Innocence and not a false one. I've not heard any of these names. No, I have heard the name Pasternak, but I don't remember where we've heard that. Kedra or Stepan the Despicable. Like, if someone around here is being called the Despicable, but maybe that's a trick. But still, okay, even if it's not right, I gotta know who Stepan the Despicable was. How did he earn the name the Despicable?
Incorrect. Stepan the Despicable, regent of Kedra, was a ruler who conquered the known world during the Kedriatic conquest, instead of the despotic Erno Pasternak. Would you try again? Okay,
so doesn't really say why he was the Despicable, but maybe that name was given to him by the people who he tried to conquer, possibly. What about Erno Pasternak?
Correct. There have been a number of counter or false Innocences, some assumed to have innocentic qualities, some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of these was Erno Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra.
Well, I mean, if he was into torture and despotism, I mean, it sounds like it's probably a good thing he was defeated.
Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest Innocence? The most important of them all. The most precious to humankind.
Well, it seems like they've established that is Dolores.
Correct. The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest Innocence, a most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from inter-isolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful, and more beautiful, and more beautiful.
It sounds like Pain Threshold has a crush.
Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get a B. Good enough. Everyone misses a few from time to time.
Well, hey, good enough, right? Can't be mad about good enough.
You would have done better if you just dialed the Dolores Day down a bit.
Damn you, you arrogant book!
What's going on with you?
Think so smart, goddamn.
Okay.
The lieutenant stares at you, his visage unflinching.
You are shouting at an inanimate object, like a real weirdo. No wonder you seem to have trouble with the right answers.
We'll put the book away. Look, that just means that we are engrossed in the material.
Bringing of the law, Lawjaw. Okay, so we now know why you have Lawjaw, why you say the law in a weird manner, and why your jaw does that thing. You had polio as a child. You hadn't gotten vaccinated. It must have been right after the revolution. Not a lot of vaccine going around then. So you got infantile paralysis due to polio, and this jaw thing is a complication from that. Admittedly, it's not very funny, but you overcame it. This little infant survived and became a sharp-shooting super cop. So, fuck you, polio.
Let's see. Learning cap for hand-eye coordination raises 6. Automatically succeed all hand-eye coordination passives. That seems pretty good. -1 rhetoric. So rhetoric takes another bump. Rhetoric is taking a beating, honestly. Rhetoric right now, I think, is at -1. So, yeah, rhetoric, I think, is the whipping boy of all of the stats, even lower than encyclopedia. And there we go. Now, the usefulness of this one, I guess, is going to be how many hand-eye coordination passives are there? I don't actually know. But if we're guaranteed to pass any of them that happen, that seems it's pretty good. As for right now, considering how low we are on magnesium, maybe we should hit up the frit. Oh hey, racist lorry driver is still here. Is there anything new to say?
Looking for something, Hunt?
No, apparently not. Can't ask him about communism. Do I have any tear?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
Yeah, 2.2. That's something.
Is this about the questions again?
Ask her about drugs.
A colorful display of cigarettes and
that's alcohol
I'm
bottles.
obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
Oh, someone did say that I probably should buy some more alcohol. Well, not necessarily buy, but obtain alcohol, because Idiot Doom Spiral did have another story. So, okay, let's buy a beer.
Here you go, mister.
Let's see. Oh, no, this is where the drugs are.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste...
Yeah. I like how I have 7 Nosafeds. Like, physical damage, very rare to actually have to deal with, especially since I do have the skill to like heal from from attacking things. Oh right, it's a scab leader. We're suspecting he's a mercenary.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
I doubt he's a communist. Is there anything new we could talk to him about? I thought you looked familiar.
No, don't think we've met before. I came to help out the people.
The man has turned his attention elsewhere. He shakes his fist slowly while observing you.
We were promised work.
The physically...
It doesn't look like I have anything else, anything new to talk to him about. But there is something we can talk to the Union about.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
The weasel I visited. Turns out he has one hell of a colonial mug collection.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
His mug collection certainly represented antiquated social values.
Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work. Thanks for helping out, friend.
Do you know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes?
Nah, we can let it go.
The man whispers a joke.
Alright, nothing else, I guess. Alright, so... I don't, can we ask Measurehead if he's into communism?
Your race descent has temporarily halted.
Nothing new.
But you will fall again.
I'm pretty sure Measurehead already said he was not a fan of communism. We could try for that, but maybe not. Oh, there was this here. Did I ever actually pass this? Volition.
And the unlocked drawer slides out to greet you. The drawer slides shut smoothly.
And I don't know if I have anything. I'm not sure if I have anything that helps with Volition. Currently, Volition is not buffed or nerfed. Neither one. Do any of my clothes have Volition? Does not seem like it. A giant ass print on the pillow and a pattern of coffee rings on the armrest.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset.
Yeah, let's make a phone call.
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Interfacing? 58%. Do we have anything that... I mean, we might have something... might have clothes... We do have... We are wearing the gauntlets. Those help with interfacing. Forget if we have any other clothes that buff interfacing. Let your muscle memory dial a random number. Don't know if I have to put more money on. I don't know if I have to put more money in if I leave, but first let me just take a look at the clothes. Interface. Actually, I don't see interfacing here. Oh no, I don't have the interfacing gloves on. So we should put those on. There we go. Yeah, so these gloves also do it, but not as well.
The already familiar
Okay, no, we don't have to use more money.
welcomes you as you pick up the handset.
Yeah, that's a significant increase. Let's try remembering a number.
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952. And a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
What is this place?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy.
No, I meant, what is this place to me?
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
That would make sense, yes. Do you know me?
No.
Why did I call you?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
My name is Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. Do you have anything on my name?
Raphael what? Listen, I can't help you over the phone. If you need further assistance, you can visit us on the corner of Voyager and Main. Are we done?
He thinks you're pulling a prank on him. On the corner of Voyager and Main, a large neon sign hangs on the side of a building. Video Revachol, 24 hours. It's raining and there is almost no traffic on the street. A woman's footprints in the mud lead away from the front door. Tiny heels tiptoeing down the road. Beautiful steps, light-footed with a lifetime ahead of them. You look up and the air seems to grow darker. Suddenly you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. It's over.
What was all shit? Kim, I feel sad about Video Revachol 24 hour.
That's enough for you today. Let's conclude this call.
We're done. What a strange thing. Well, hopefully we don't owe any late fees to Video Revachol. We haven't been home in a week. I mean, technically we don't have a home now because we're a hobo cop. So, I mean, like, we're a completely new person, right? Pick up our party bottles.
Yes?
I want to talk about you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Maybe we'll work better together if we have more rapport.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking. Do you ever have, like, conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you're just saying your brain never just chimes in with advice or warnings or anything?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
Ask again.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow.
What's happening to me?
Something the matter, detective?
This guy's got authority off the charts. With just the flick of his eyebrow, he's able to make you his thrall.
Oh man, his authority way overpowers ours. What can I do about it?
Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it.
Silently scream for help.
If the lieutenant were an evil man, who knows what sort of havoc he could wreak. Fortunately, he is a committed officer of the RCM. He'll only use his powers for the good of the investigation. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Well, all right. We won't ask about a secret. You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
That makes him a binoclard. Completely uncut material, if you say so yourself.
I'm not gonna call him a beano. Glasses are cool.
Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome.
You know, I always feel that glasses give you an advantage over people who don't wear glasses. And I think I might have mentioned this before, but it's you can really establish your own authority over someone by giving them a stern look and removing your glasses. It's a power move. People will be intimidated by that if you remove your glasses in front of them, as if what they just said is something so ridiculous that you are going to remove your glasses so you can look at them eye to eye. People don't know what to do about that. So that's just a little tip. If you wear glasses, you have the potential to pull a power move like that. And if you're not wearing glasses or you're wearing contacts, you don't have that option. That's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Well, I'm trying to pick up the rest of my my party bottles here. Did I get all of it? Looks like there's something else still on the ground, but maybe that's not actually bottles. All right. Now, I don't think I'm ever going to open this because this is a rhetoric.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
And I'm pretty sure that hurts you that hurts morale when you fail. If I remember that right. Oh, wait, can we ask?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back.
Easy, Leo.
Leo here. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
Leo, in the future, can we keep this greeting shorter?
Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out nice fellows such as yourself.
Doesn't look like he has new options, unless there's something buried under one of these. But I guess we cannot ask him if he's a communist. We do need to tell Evrart that we did the job for him. Not because we're on his side or anything. It's just, we agreed to do this job and it's been done.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
I opened the door you asked me. Can we discuss the murder now?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
I may have gone inside and seen a collection of racist mugs, possibly.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's Rainbow Coalition. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
The mug collection I mentioned was in the apartment. I found a similar mug in the trash with the hanged man's clothes.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me.
You know, I don't know. I feel like the mug thing isn't going anywhere, but we do have the option to bring it up quite a bit.
I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
This weasel might have cleaned up after the killers.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
He imagines bashing something with an imaginary baton. Well, we have not done that yet. I mean, beating someone with a baton, it really hasn't come up.
With a police baton, like a crook or someone.
There's more to police work than whacking an imaginary baton.
Of course, Harry. I'm not a real police officer. You are.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
I've heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
I'm listening.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire? I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
Those Senorita Pineapple people are scary motherfuckers. Decimating your state if you don't give them your pineapples.
Wow, this is some vicious pineapple business.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Hold on. You have a village elephant?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Wait, do they move the container?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
The whole neighborhood is in on it?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
Who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land."
Oh, you're not even going to do a comical impersonation of Titus?
He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Well, I'll have you know, the way we arrest people is we give them a slip stating that they've been arrested, and we leave it to them to report to the precinct. And if they don't, well, they'll probably be fined for it. So that shows how much you know about the legal system around here.
Uncertainty belies his boasting. In the end, though, he believes it. Or at least, he wants to believe.
There was a bullet in the hanged man's head.
So they shot him?
He sounds pleasantly surprised.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard. What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policemen.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
The name of the company is Crenell this time. It might have been Sediment before.
Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
The remaining mercenaries are organizing a tribunal to take on the Hardys.
Tribunal? That sounds serious, Harry. We Union men should be shitting ourselves. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm gonna lose sleep over this. Let's change the subject.
He's clearly happy about the tribunal.
You don't seem too worried about it.
Oh, Harry, what do I really think about the tribunal? You're trying to climb to second base with old Everard before you've even courted him properly.
Everard, I assure you, I was not thinking about getting to second base with you. We just met like a day ago. You mentioned a lawyer girl?
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Really? She said she was going to be taking a walk along the coast. Maybe we should find her. Tell me about Titus Hardy and his crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary Union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them, Hell, interview them, but don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Separate one from the herd.
Let me ask you this. Which one of Hardy's boys is your least favorite?
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy.
Odd that he actually answered that question. What happens? Let's say something happens to Fat Angus. Let's say a citizen's arrest.
You would die, Harry. You would die, and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Debarders Union and the Citizens Militia. Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here.
He points to the lieutenant.
Actually, less, because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim, and there's no need for that. We are friends.
He sits back and looks you in the eye with a wide smile. Everard, I met these Hardys. Can you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course. It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
I wonder if I had done this conversation before, if this would have helped with the authority check over Titus. As it is, I don't know if this would actually do anything now.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Why are you giving it to me?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Well, I don't need it. I only wanted you to help me with the Hardy boys.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Good talk. Let's conclude for now.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And, of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
I'm trying to rebuild communism over here. I'm as left as we get.
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Let's see. I'm not a man of the left. I'm a patriot of Revachol. You're right not to trust me. I'm a hustler. Well, we lost the thought about getting money if we're a hustler. I'm more left than you are. It's another corrupt scheme, neither left nor right. What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
Kim, what do you think about this?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
He studies art.
But he thinks it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm going to hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're going to get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
Well, I know a couple of youth that could use that, but apparently the last youth centre did not turn out very well.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
You mean the fishing village?
Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned, in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place, doesn't have that Union attitude.
What'll happen to the current occupants?
They are just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. right next to a fancy new youth centre designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
If I happen to be there, I can ask them.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here.
He hands you an open white envelope.
You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I heard there was some trouble with the waterlock, but it should be fixed now.
Yes, there was some trouble with the waterlock. No one knows what the problem was.
Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Oh, we could lie about that. Nah, I mean, I feel like he'll know if we lie. Can we tell him about the local drug trade?
Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some spirit clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you the key to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business.
Not even a speck of anger in his voice. That's that then.
Okay. Well, I doubt there's any more details. Yeah, we already covered all that.
By all means, Harry.
All right. So we're going to go. Let's have a look at this. A white envelope with a stamp attached to the upper right corner, handed to you by Everard Clare. Inside are some legal documents with 2 names printed on them, Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. Both signatures are required.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40-month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Look at the zoning plan.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
Kim, what do you think about this?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
He shrugs. Yeah, that's pretty low. We could see if we have any clothes that would make us more logical. We're already wearing something that's giving us a logic buff. There's this jacket. What does our logic outfit look like? Shirt. Okay, so we got a logic +3.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. 12 to 40 months.
Still not that much. Whoops, not that.
Zoning plan in the addendum.
We did get a point. I mean, we could put it into logic, but... I mean, there are skills to learn, and to learn skills, we have to forget skills. Let's see, what is this? Regular law official. So what was this? This was -2 to Inland Empire while we're learning it. Research time of 1 hour and 20 minutes. This is if we've got a bit of the normal in us. I mean, it doesn't seem like we're a very normal person, though. Do we really want to integrate the regular cop in us? I don't know what this would actually do for us, but I feel like we're just not Johnny Normal Cop. It would be sort of against just kind of against just how we roll. We're a superstar cop. Can we be both superstar and normal? Could we integrate both? I just don't know. What I do know is... Whoops, not that. What I do know is that we're going to save the game. And we're going to take a little break. As, well, we got a new quest from Everard, and he wants us to go to the shore, which is probably fine, because there are things we could do at the shore. We want to see Idiot Doom Spiral again to see if we can get another story from him. We want to go to the church and see if they set up shop in there yet. There's also more of the coast that we could explore, I do believe. So yeah, going to the coast could certainly be a good thing to do right now. So maybe we will be doing that next time. And hopefully what we find on the coast as we explore will not be as sad as our encounter with Working Class Woman this time round, as we had to tell her that her husband has unfortunately passed. We'll continue on with Disco Elysium.